Hello, autumn. Autumn in the vegetable garden for me is such an amazing time. Things have started to slow down, you're getting your final harvests in, and you've got a little bit of time to reflect and think about the season gone and the season that we're going to be going into. For me, autumn is the beginning of the growing season. It's a time when you really start thinking about what you're going to be up to next year and getting those overwinter crops in the ground. In today's video, it is a collab with Liz Zorab over at By the Farm. I'm going to be showing you 5 tasks that you can be doing this year. And then at the end of this video, if you head over to Liz, she's going to show you 5 tasks that you can also do that are going to get you ahead for next year. Enjoy. The autumn is a great time to start thinking about places that you can create new vegetable beds in your garden. I'm in an area just at the side of the polytunnel that's been pretty much overgrown since I've lived here, but earlier in this year I decided that this would make a really good area for growing potatoes. So all I've done here is lay some cardboard down. Grass clippings, hedge trimmings and other organic materials have just been placed down here. I can add more of the grass clippings as and when I get them. I can leave it over the winter, and then by next spring this bed here will be ready to grow some potatoes. Such an easy way to create a new bed and the perfect thing that you can start doing in the autumn. If you're growing winter harvest potatoes in buckets like I am, now is the time to get them inside under cover. By bringing the potatoes in and under cover will mean that they have the maximum amount of time possible to grow some lovely tubers that you can harvest in the winter time. Now, I've got 3 buckets here, they're a little bit close together. So what I'm going to do now is just separate them so I get lots of airflow and light around the potatoes. If you're not planning on potting on your patio fruit trees into bigger pots this winter, then the autumn is an excellent time to give it a really good top layer of mulch that will then feed it into its next growing season. This is actually such a quick and easy task. With this pot, I've already got a top layer of wood chip that I use really to kind of keep some of the weeds down, but also kind of retain the moisture throughout the summer. And all I'm going to do is just quickly take that off and put it into another pot, and then just tip a really lovely layer of compost on the top of the pot. And then once I've done that, I can then just reapply this on the top to just really help keep the moisture in, and this lovely compost will just feed this plant over its next growing season, and then eventually when it is repotted on, it will be in the best health possible. I would always recommend using a homemade organic compost if possible to top dress all of your fruit trees. This way you know it's going to have a really good mix of all of the nutrients and minerals this plant needs to have a really good growing season. If you don't have that compost homemade, buying in a shop bought peat-free is absolutely fine, but what I would suggest is giving the fruit tree a liquid feed later on in kind of the growing season next year, just to help it out a little bit if anything's missing. If, however, you are planning on potting on all of your fruit trees later on in the winter, then I did a video with this very fruit tree last year showing you how to do that. So I will put a link to that video above in the cards and down below in the description if you'd like to have a head start and get an idea of the best way to do it. Clean the glass in your greenhouse. It doesn't take very long for the glass on the inside and the outside to get absolutely filthy. This is a job that I'd probably say you should do twice a year, but I only do it once because I'm so busy and just don't have time for it. Now, I've already cleaned this one on the outside here a moment ago, and you can probably see the difference already from just cleaning one side of the panel. I do it pretty simply. I just use a old scouring pad and water from my water butt, so just give it a quick kind of wet over, and then another quick scrub, and already I can see the amount of kind of green algae that's being lifted off. You can use loads of chemicals to sanitize and clean your greenhouse. However, I'm organic and I much prefer just using the water. And then once I've scrubbed it like that, just a really quick rinse over. And then I'll do the same on the inside. As well as having a really nice shiny sparkly greenhouse, it really does let so much more light in the spring and the autumn. So doing it at this time of year will make the potatoes that I've got growing in my containers there get that tiny little bit light, and it will make a difference. If you've got loads of time on your hands, what you can actually do is take each panel out individually. Then you can clean all around the glass and make sure every nook and cranny is really clean. Pick up and plant some spring flowering bulbs. I've got two varieties of daffodil here. The first one is a yellow trumpet, so that's the more standard yellow variety. And then the second bag I've got is a mixed bag. So both bags are 2 kilograms and cost me £2.99. Well worth it for a spring bulb that comes back year after year. It can sometimes feel a little bit tedious getting them all planted out, but you can always buy kind of 10 bulbs at a time or more speciality ones and just add to your display each year. The great thing about growing spring bulbs is that they come up at a time of the year where it's really cold. You know, we're coming towards the end of winter, the beginning of spring. We're all feeling a little bit glum and can't wait for that next growing season to start. So they always really do bring you so much joy. Now with this lot that I've got here, the daffodils, they will come up and flower at the same time. But what you can do is get a number of different varieties of bulbs that all flower at different times and have different colours. And that's a brilliant thing to do also, because it means that rather than having a couple of weeks of a show, you can create a kind of 6-month show of different bulbs, which is a great thing to do in pots and planters. Now, that's something that I did a couple of years ago, and I would really recommend it. It's still creating lovely flowers every single year. So I'll put a video up above in the cards now and down below in the description if you're interested in finding out a little bit more about doing bulb lasagnas. But also my front garden is full of a lot of different types of bulbs, and I really do love how they come up every year, and people passing the house can just see a little bit of shine when we're all feeling kind of so sad in the winter. So definitely have a go at planting some bulbs. I really hope that you've enjoyed watching today's video, and some of the tasks or jobs that I've shown you have inspired you or given you some motivation to get out into the garden as soon as you can. As I mentioned, this is a collab with Liz over at By the Farm. So if you're not aware of her, please head over to her channel now. I'll put a link to her channel above here in the cards, but also down below in the description. Make sure you head over and check her video out because it's absolutely amazing. And if you have come over from Liz's video and you're watching me for the first time, thank you so much for visiting the channel. If this is the first time, please hit that subscribe button and ring the bell to be notified of all of my latest videos. As ever, YouTube have some videos up now on the screen that they think you'll like, including Liz's one. So go and watch that now, and I'll catch up with you in the next episode. Bye.